Many thanks for watching. This is Breakfast Central on News Central. Now, when it comes to stories that are making the wave and are trending, we always have Elizabeth Musa to give us the latest when it comes to social media Trendwave. Good morning, Elizabeth. Tell us what's going on in Trendwave this morning.
Good morning, Oluchi. Morning, Olisa.
Morning, Liz.
To quickly start with what is trending this morning, quite an interesting video is making the rounds on social media, and it's a video of Ugonna Justin, who is a Nigerian entertainer, where, he was making mention of how our parents really tried during their time and how things are different now. So he made this in a video which you're about to see now on your screen, where he said, people. So let's take a look at this video first of all.
I spent 4.5 years in college. 30, 60. That is more than $100,000 US. Ask my father, see, how did you do it? He said he was saving, he was having priorities. Me, I don't buy shoe. Well, I don't buy shoe. Now I want to get 2 children, just 2 children. If I just have 2 children like this now, I'll treat them like shoe. No, no. If I just have 2 children, it's fine. It's fine. Let them come at the same time. No, because one will come now, another will come later. No, come at the same time, twins, so that I know the problem I have is double homicide. I'll attack it, the right way. But damn, man, we owe our parents a whole lot. I'm not even going to lie to you, man. Like, if I make it in this life, my parents will end.
So you've watched that video and you quite can see and hear so many of the things he said in the video. So many of the things Justin said are quite relatable to the younger generation, if you ask me. And then it makes you ask a question: why was prioritizing easier then than now? And I also asked myself a question when I came across this video. I thought to myself, was the older generation even much selfless than this younger generation? Take, for instance, the shoe example where Justin gave, where it says if he, whenever he makes a certain amount of money, the next thing they're thinking about is buying shoes. And it just says a lot about how the younger generation thinks, everything, next thing you think about is instant gratification. So there's just so many questions when the video sounds funny, but it actually has a very strong message. Olisa, Oluchi, what do you have to say about this?
No surprise that it's making the rounds. And I'm sure lots of people have been interacting with that video on social media, right, Liz, I suppose?
Definitely. A whole lot of people have been reacting.
I mean, it's relatable to me because I have 2 children. And when it's school fees term, every September, I know I'm not the only one who has this pepper body stammer. Or, you get anxious and you're worried on how to, if you're even enough as a mom or a dad to raise children, if you're befitting to take on that responsibility, it is a huge one. And I give kudos to our parents, our forefathers. They had 11, they had 9, they had 15. We're looking at 2, and I'm being
listen, so what's Justin's point here? Is he talking about generational gap? He's trying to say that perhaps maybe modern parents don't do the same, like what their parents did for them?
Basically what Justin is saying is, during our parents' time, they had even much more children. They had probably lesser than what we're earning now, and they were able to do a whole lot more with it. Build houses, take us to school, do a lot of things, even help their family members. But our generation, we have that same amount of money, probably even earning multiple times more, but we're just doing little with it. I don't know if it's the social media lifestyle or keeping up with the Joneses and all that, but it's just talking about the difference in time. And right now, most people are talking about just giving birth to 2 children. Our parents had like 5 children, 10 children, and they were doing a whole lot, even sending us out of the country to school. That's what Justin is saying. So he's saying he gives kudos to his parents, and then when he makes a lot of money, it's definitely going to take care of them.
All right, so priorities set in place. No more buying of shoes, right?
And no more comparing children to shoes.
All right, Liz, what's still going on Trendwave?
Of course, we're still staying in Nigeria, where the Vice President, Yemi Osinbajo, says that the federal government and state governments are designing an Operation Feed Yourself initiative. This initiative is meant to encourage the establishment of urban farms and small home gardens as part of other efforts to address malnutrition and related challenges in the country. Now, this announcement was made on Monday at a meeting on nutrition, which had governors, the United Nations Secretary General, Mrs. Amina Mohammed, representatives of the UNICEF, and other notable people in attendance. According to a statement by the VP spokesman, Laolu Akonde, the plan for the Operation Feed Yourself is one of 3 major plans arising from the UN-backed Food Systems Dialogue to advance the fight against malnutrition. Since this announcement was made, more reactions have trailed it, and we're going to check out some of these reactions that people have made on social media. But what I want to note from this is it will be interesting to see how this will turn out. Now, you can see a reaction from Ms. Kifo. She says, coming from a government that spent over 30 billion to import the same coconut that grows without permission in people's houses and land, she's definitely not having any of this. And we have more reactions from people on that on social media. But you know, it will be quite interesting to see how these urban farms will turn out. Let's take a look at some more reactions that people are making on this on social media before we. So that's one from Suchi Adaize. Suchi says, in a digital age, my country's government is encouraging subsistence agriculture when other countries are automating agriculture processes. Who cursed us? And then she's shedding tears. And then that's God favorite Awele. She says, have you been feeding us before? You can only tension naive citizens. We don't care anymore. Our suffering absorption part is on full J. That's really strong statement. Then Brother Henry says, which one is Operation Feed Yourself again? Now you they feed me before. So that's how people are reacting to this particular thing on social media. But it's interesting to see how the government intends to operate these urban farms and gardens. Hopefully money doesn't get siphoned in the process. And you know, this reminds me of the time when some programs were introduced by the government and weren't quite executed properly, and they didn't turn out the way we expected. For example, the school feeding program. We also had not so long ago the COVID-19 palliative fund, where even the finance minister Zainab Ahmed said she went around ensuring that it was properly distributed. But I don't know if you, Olisa Oluchi, I don't know if you received any palliative fund. Did you receive?
What?
Well,
where?
How? I shall learn the palliative dance. But Liz, thanks so much for bringing this to us, because we saw that in the morning paper. I think
Yes.
the first news, where it was all about Vice President Osinbajo announcing the Feed Yourself initiative. We were asking, okay, so what is the central theme here? So it's all about urban farms and homestead gardens.
Yes.
Well, I think this perhaps paints the picture, explains why, and it's gone on to trend in social media around Nigeria.
Absolutely.
But you see, Joe, I keep calling you Lisa Joe. I don't know why. Joe, stop smiling. I know you're there smiling. But Olisa and Elizabeth, I mean, looking at it, you're telling us to have gardens. I don't think the VP is living in Nigeria. Has he seen the spaces in Lagos? Has he seen our apartments?
Where are there spaces?
Does he know where we park our cars? Where are we going to have those gardens?
Urban farms.
It doesn't have to be something really large. I can't wait to actually have
Elizabeth,
something
there
like
is
this.
no space in some houses even to put a sleepers outside your door. It's called Face Me, I Slap You for a reason. Hope you know.
It might be general gardens. What do you think?
But
Then I'll eat my own tomato, you eat my own tomato.
as for this initiative, is it like the government's going to be rolling out some funds to help people to support them with this, home gardens or backyard farm, urban farming? You never know. You never know.
We don't know. So we'll definitely follow up on this.
All right. Thank you so much, Liz.